So, bearing in mind that our learning objective is for that students are able to use given variables to solve for an unknown equation, one way this lesson could be redesigned is by changing the form of the assessment itself. So, rather than having groups work together on the exam, have students on a one-on-one verbal exam directly with Mr. Cabana himself. In this situation, students would have the same cheat sheet, and Mr. Cabana would still be allowed to answer questions. However, it would be on a one-on-one basis. And then in the oral exam, in which students can present their logic and their methods for obtaining the unknown equation, they would be interacting directly with Mr. Cabana. So they'd be explaining everything directly to him, not interacting with other students. This activity would tie directly into the notion that, according to Scott and Palanskar, sociocultural theory relates most closely to dynamic assessment, which is concerned with how students get the same scores and how well students perform when provided assistance. So the verbal exam itself would be the dynamic assessment in which Mr. Cabana could gauge whether students are able to use given variables to solve for an unknown equation, while the student's results, the equation solved for, and the appropriate use of the variables would remain a formal cumulative assessment. The student's use of the cheat sheet as scaffolding and the ability to speak to Mr. Cabana directly would appropriate more closely to sociocultural theory. So the use of the cheat sheet as a scaffold and the ability to still ask questions to Mr. Cabana, who would still be able to answer them, that would be more closely tied into sociocultural theory, as it would tie closely into the idea of apprenticeship as well, where Mr. Cabana is the more experienced individual providing guidelines and bits of information to the student, who can then use that to, in the zone of proximal development, then complete a task with assistance.